Okay, hey everybody. Today's lesson is going to be over Mesoamerica, and this specific presentation is going to be a map activity. So when you're with your students, you can totally use this. You have resources or something like this to help guide them as they're going through the learning process. So if you're teaching online or whether face-to-face or if they're using their Chromebooks, this is a great way to keep them interactive. Okay, so here is just the follow along in your in your work booklet. But if you are watching this and you are taking world history, this is a great way for you to follow along and get some of the answers that we're going to go over. So it's a twofold. So remember to make your map items clean and organized so it still looks good by the end of the presentation. So whether you're the teacher teaching or whether you're the student taking the notes, please make sure that you're doing that. Okay, so the very first thing on the Americas map activity is labeling North and South America. That's probably the basics for Mesoamerica, is just knowing where those two continents are. You'd be surprised how many people can't remember them or get confused where they're at or any of those small things. So what is Mesoamerica? It means Mid or Central America. This is something that could be on a test that you might see, whether that's the EC through 6 or maybe even on another world history exam. There may be just a box where it says Mesoamerica, and you may need to label that. This is really where that would be. Now you'd be able to pick that out. Okay, Pacific Ocean, where that's located to it. There could be questions talking about in relation to Mesoamerica, what's on the west coast, what major oceans on the west coast. Well, you would know that that's the Pacific Ocean. Again, to the right of Mesoamerica, what is the main ocean? The Atlantic Ocean. So there's so many different questions that could be asked, but by doing this map activity, it's a great idea a great way to keep yourself remembering things, okay, just being active in this learning process. So the Andes Mountains make a big difference for the Incas during this time. And the Amazon River. The Amazon River is the largest river on Earth. On Earth. So that's pretty powerful, and knowing that is imperative in these types of tests. So the Olmecs are probably going to be asked in my other video. I have one just on Mesoamerica, and it talks about the Olmecs, Aztecs, Mayans, Incas, and their height of their reign and how they fell from ruling powers, civilizations. So, but the Olmecs will be tested, I'm almost certain, on the EC through 6 exam, social studies component. But just know that they're the first, one of the first, or known as like the mother civilization of Mesoamerica. Okay, and this is where they're located. So the Toltecs preceded the Aztecs. So you're going to see that the Toltecs are in the Mexico area, but they were before the Aztecs. So if there's questions about that, just know that they were the prior to the Aztec civilization. Okay, the Mayas dominated from 200 to 900 AD. Okay, that's where the Mayans were. And the Incas controlled, this says 20 million people. I've seen other facts where it's closer to 12. So I would be conservative. Between that, I've seen anything from like a couple of million to 20 million. I'd say to be conservative, look for that 12 million number. Where the Incas were in Peru. So Aztecs migrated from North America. And another little fact is Columbus thought that he was in Asia. Okay, some Aztecs viewed the Spaniards as gods. That's like a whole other training video, that the Spaniards actually resembled some of their gods. But for this video purpose, it's really just mapping and some facts that go along with it. So this in the yellow is Cortez's route. Okay, and the CC's Christopher Columbus, where he landed. Remember, he thought he was in Asia. He was going to find new routes, faster routes to Asia for the Spanish king and queen. Okay, so Cortez went further into the Gulf and happened upon Aztecs, which I do talk about in a previous video, so make sure you check it out. And this is Pizarro, and what people don't realize, and he conquered the Incas. So Cortez conquered the Aztecs, Pizarro conquered the Incas, and what a lot of people don't know is that they were actually cousins. I find that interesting. Again, just to wrap it up, Cortez, Incas by Pizarro. You see where the Atlantic Pacific Ocean are, the section of Mesoamerica where the Incas were, the Andes Mountains, North and South America. So this is just a really great video to showcase what these components look like when you're referring to and trying to answer and learn about Mesoamerica.